Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. We're looking at IOTEX today. That's IOTX on the exchange. Before we go into the chart, guys, a few bits of updates from IOTX themselves and a bit of an encouragement for you guys to watch a couple of case studies / videos that have come out recently from these guys with partnerships such as crypto.com. And also just general overview really of this space. As you know, I'm quite passionate about AI and IoT. So it's a sector that I've been involved in personally for a number of years now. And I know that the market ability is in the trillions of millions of dollars. We've only just begun this journey into our transition, if you like, from human to machine, full-on machine to machine learning. So guys, a couple of things first of all. So IOTX had just done this quick announcement based on a couple of days ago. So I think around the 15th of October, there seemed to be a bit of an issue with some smart contract elements on the blockchain relating to dApps such as Mimo and IoTube. Now, this sort of thing would predominantly maybe scare people or make people worried or think that, oh wow, IOTX is falling apart. No, these things happen. But what I love about this is IOTX very much getting involved with the development aspect, opening this up to the delegators to activate and govern the blockchain technology to improve it, to fix the issues. And of course, they come up with this action plan here for the mainnet version 1.5. I mean, it's very nice to see the action plan. So moving into the next kind of version update to address the above issues that they had a few days back. I mean, there's a very nice little slider here that you can go up and down, and as more detail gets added in, of course, you can pick which element you want to read about more. So, but look at that. By the end of the week, start coordinating with the delegates to install mainnet v.1.6 to their nodes, which will remedy all impacted smart contracts like USDT, so i.e. the issues that they had a few days ago. And all the transactions USDT will be available via the mainnet launch. So, guys, I love this. I think this is showing exactly what blockchain should be about. Of course, the algorithm of blockchain is phenomenal in itself, but to allow people of delegator capacity and developers to be involved in improving and encouraging technological advancements and improvements of problems going wrong in these kind of situations. This is why I love projects like IOTX, and of course there's others out there. We do videos on Fetch, we do videos on IOTA, Man AI. There's loads of different ones involved in AI IoT projects, and all I will say, guys, is not financial advice, but you will do no wrong to get involved with investing in these kind of sector related projects, in my opinion. And of course, the device numbers keep adding on to this transactional data. This isn't just about finance transactions. This is also about transactional information of IoT, machine to machine, interoperability of internet devices working with other devices. This is what a transaction is also about. These numbers keep increasing by the day, which is fantastic to see. And of course, as well, one point I want to make, go and check this out on crypto.com. It's a nice little video AMA with some of the founders here at IOTX. And it's just a bit of an insight into kind of their products and services that they've just been releasing. Like we talked about the Pebble in a few videos back. We're looking at this big aspect of life now, guys, with like play to earn. We've now got active to earn. I think it's activity to earn or something like that. We cover this in IOTA, guys, and it's like a Black Mirror concept of like social scoring. And actually the Pebble device that these guys have created is kind of like you could kind of like think of it as like those those not necessarily smartwatches, but like the fitness watches and stuff like that. But this Pebble device is, because it's IoT related, has an algorithm in it with the tokenomics aspect of it to give you rewards for exercising, for movements or this, that and the other. And I think this kind of activity isn't just going to stop at fitness. It's going to open up a whole magnitude of things. You will be earning rewards for operating being part of the structure to promote what the weather is in certain areas, and building this infrastructure of data and information in substantial magnitude of data will be phenomenal. And things like blockchain is required to obtain and maintain that, that kind of data going backwards and forwards, and in particular the transactional data. And this whole rewarding program is going to be really interesting, because I think society does, to be fair, have a psychological behavior towards reward, whether that be loads of likes on videos or in social media aspects, whether it be compliments to yourself in the real world, as it were. And I think we're entering a society where people are more and more conscious about their kind of level in society. And this whole Black Mirror episode, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it on Netflix, and trust me, this thing's already happening in a multitude of countries across the world, encouraging a social scoring system. And this could eventually develop to things like you not being able to travel, or you're not able to take money out because you haven't behaved yourself, or you've got a low rating. You might not be able to buy certain things or aspire to buy luxurious things because they're not allowing you to. I'm not saying that IOTX is going to do this, by the way. I'm just saying, like, the principle of how this could go further down the line if it's in the wrong hands, or not necessarily decentralized or open as IOTX is. So there's other, not necessarily other chains, but other technology and corporations out there that may take advantage of that. So there's always good and bad opportunities for these kind of technologies with anything and everything technological over the history of time. You can look back even thousands of years with technology, what's good and bad. But back to the point, guys, is that this AI and IoT algorithm, and forgive me if I got this incorrect, but Jun Sun, one of the co-founders of IOTX, you can see on the screen here, had a very nice sort of piece speech to make about that whole algorithm, AI and IoT, and how machine-to-machine learning will eventually take over. We're in a transitional period right now, guys, where we are really teaching AI to take control of our behaviors, to take control of our trust mechanism and our willpower of what we should buy, what we shouldn't do, what we should do. And it all starts really, guys, from anything and everything connected to the internet. You think about your smartphone, whether you like it or not, and I make this point clear in a lot of related videos to AI and IoT, you are constantly teaching your smartphone your behaviors, and you're giving yourself essentially a digital identity of behavioral patterns. This could be reactions to things, how long you've looked at something, or your purchasing behavior, when and where you purchase things, what times, etc. And all this algorithm will be built, guys, into the sense where we have this kind of like KYC trust mechanism and verification process with blockchain, this algorithm of tokenomics and the earn and reward systems, where it's all going to come into play over the next few years and into the future. We talk about the metaverse being launched by Facebook recently, and that whole algorithm of how it's going to work. Well, already, guys, you're already doing it, whether you like or not. Even watching these kind of YouTubes all over the place, and the articles that you watch and adverts that you see and you click on or you don't click on, it's all building a rapport of yourself. And then eventually that AI algorithm of anyone and everyone will be learned so vividly and fantastically that machine to machine learning will then take over, and then the machines will learn between themselves how to expand their knowledge and increase their efficiency and their meaning in the world. And of course, like I know Elon Musk always talked about robotics and machines will take over humans one day, and I truly believe that. It's just the question of at what kind of level, because humans eventually will just not have anything to do. We'll be, hopefully, if we follow the Agenda 30 program, in the good aspects of it, we will become hopefully self-sustainable, maybe in 50, 100 years time, and humans just won't be needing to do anything. So we'll be on just a new reward mechanism, tokenomics. This is our payment. We won't have jobs, so we'll just be rewarding ourselves and have a society based on that. That's my opinion and thought process around that, and just based on the things that I know and the things that I see in terms of trend and how technology will be built on the things like blockchain. So there's loads of really cool stuff coming out of IOTX at the moment, and it's definitely one of our biggest bags here, and very, very bullish on this kind of project and sector. So looking forward to seeing how this all plays out, guys. But let's jump into the chart. Hopefully you find this interesting. If you are, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't done so already, and welcome to the channel if you're new here. Hopefully you're enjoying what you hear and see. Let's take a look here now, guys, with IOTX. Now, just want to make a quick point here. So remember a few videos back, we mentioned about this potential worrying scenario that we had this gigantic jump up here. And just to remind everyone, or certainly the new people here, we had a mega 460-ish price gain over a 3 or 4 day period back here in August. Incredible, based around a few announcements at the time. And I sort of said, right guys, we need to be cautious of this because this is a big gap. There's no support mechanism. But what I find interesting here, and I've just drawn in this channel funnel here, so we take this like trend line from back here and then we continue it to the current day today. Actually, look at that, how in line it is, and look where we are right now. Right now we are approaching this area here. It's almost like we're on the cliffhanger of the universe. Like what's at the edge of the universe? Well, let's find out in a couple of days time, shall we? But what I wanted to create some interest in this chart analysis is this movement downwards has been gradual, but it hasn't completely come down, arguably to the levels of these areas around this 2 cent mark. So we're still flowing, guys, around this really nice positive, in my opinion, positive movement around this sort of 6-7 cent mark. So you can see like we had the tail up here for the previous all time around 15 cents. We've still got a load of room to maneuver. But this next 2-3 days, guys, in my opinion, for IOTX are really critical to deciding where we go with the chart. And what I mean by where we go is, are we having another correction back down? Because, like I said, there's not many touch points to confirm support areas. Or are we just at that price discovery mode and that's been kind of solidified in itself, that we're actually finding it now? That actually we don't need to go lower anymore because IOTX is the project that it is today, and more belief in it, more awareness, and more projects from them coming out left, right, and center. We could be past these days. Who knows? That's just how it is sometimes with the mechanism of charts and the way things move in terms of price. So I'm really interested to see, and I will point out, guys, just not necessarily caution, but just be wary of this movement that we're in right now, because we're approaching some really historic line movements here in terms of a trend in the long term, to determine, are we actually ready to bounce off here and start moving towards this kind of like middle area up here. And by the way, that if a big announcement comes, of course that can come quicker, but I think that this kind of move up back up to this 15 cent mark will probably happen maybe around that sort of mid-November to December time. But like I said earlier, if any big projects come to fruition. But yeah, we're very much in a limbo moment, and that's kind of confirmed. You probably can't see it, but bottom right here on my technicals, I've got the neutral indicator here. But if we just look at the MACD, we've had this big tail up over this period of time from way down here, 21st September, around 4.8 cents. We've had the tail offs here around just under 8 cents about a week ago. We touched back down into this buy opportunity box that we put in a couple of videos back. So we hit that. I actually need to check my Binance, because that means I've probably accumulated a bit more actually, which is good news. But yeah, we're now starting to sort of see this little move over the last couple of days of trying to move back upwards to try and get these higher support levels, which keep getting rejected. So this area around here is of great interest to me, as and when we come back up here again. But also here, I believe in the next day or two, we're going to have a really good answer as to what we're going to try and achieve with IOTX in the short term, and perhaps a little projection to what we're going to see over the next few weeks as well. So guys, we'll do an update on IOTX for sure in the couple of days time, or certainly if something critical happens. But I am anticipating for us to see some really interesting moves here. There's a lot of confidence in this project. As I've mentioned, we've gone from this big correction. We haven't dropped all the way down, so people haven't given up on this. They're clearly invested and interested in this, and to the point where we're trying to push it up higher. So I think in the long run, in general, in a few years' time, these IOTX prices are going to be nothing compared to what they will be in the future. I cannot, fathom more in my talking to you guys how key IoT and AI projects will be when it comes to blockchain and crypto assets. This is just the beginning, and trust me, the way IoT and AI is going, it's just the beginning. So it's no surprise to me that we've seen this nice little uptake, and trying to get these higher support levels of IOTX. I still think it's extremely undervalued, but that's maybe me thinking too much into the future in terms of like maybe 5-10 years to say that it's undervalued now. Of course, right now it's probably in a very unique, realistic position, I would say, in an honest way. So there's a couple of observations for you guys to think about. We've had the big buy-in activity. We're probably going to have a bit of a selling aspect here as we've hit the RSI at the middle point. So like I said, limbo left, right and center here. We've got it here and in the indicator as well. So it's all pinpointing really, to my mind, that this particular few days coming is of real interest to IOTX, to see if we can break back up to here and start pushing this line a bit more, or we're certainly maybe bouncing out this current trend line a bit before we start finding the discovery mode again to get us back up to these levels. So we'll keep an eye on it, guys, and we'll let you know. But as we said with the RSI, it's very much in the middle. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're investing, just be cautious that there's still an opportunity for a bit of a drop here. But of course, like in this level, it's kind of like a 50-50 scenario. So just have a think about it before you jump in. We don't want people to FOMO in or anything like that. Just consider all the aspects and all the knowledge, information that not just our channel are throwing out, but have a look at others as well and make your own decision to what you think. But in general, the project, I can't speak any highly of it more so than I already do. There's no problems on that side. And like I always say with most charts, the price is one thing, the actual project itself is another. Whatever the price is, guys, IOTX is going to fly. It's going to be an absolute giant in the making. So guys, we're going to wrap that up there. Let us know if you're holding IOTX in your portfolio, and let us know if you're bullish or bearish right now. What do you think is going to happen in the next few days? Let us know in the comments below, and we look forward to joining you in another update of IOTX in the next couple of days. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.